1 FM, AM 1160, and our conversation with Denise Jennings-Doyle, Luke McKelvy, Erich Walls, all of them here in the studio, brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us here today. Eric, you're not going to say anything?
Good morning.
There you go. There you go. We knew he was there. This is a really exciting event that you have coming up this weekend. Denise with Blairsville Underground Railroad, Eric and Luke with Levity Brewing, getting together, a little cooperative venture here. Denise, tell me about it.
Well, actually, we were contacted by Eric, who wanted to do something. Maybe we should let Eric describe, or Luke describe, why they approached us and how this had come about. Can you guys do that?
Yeah. So this event's coming up on Saturday.
Yes, correct.
The brainchild of Erich Walls. Well, he got the kernel of the idea started. What was that about?
So we had met Denise and in the past, and she had explained to us some of the things that she was into. And as she began to unpack her story about the Underground Railroad, we naturally became interested in something that happened right here in Indiana County so long ago. And these unique stories of bravery and heroism and people taking risks to help other people out really just pulled us in. And Denise is a really good storyteller. So we took a tour, right?
Yes.
Took a tour of the Underground Railroad. Luke, what did you think about the Underground Railroad?
The museum itself is fascinating. You can spend a lot of time there reading the stories, seeing the artifacts, and just hearing a bunch more stories from Denise. She adds so much color to it. But yeah, it's fascinating. It's stirring. It's inspiring to see how people took risks to help out the less fortunate, and how people took risks to escape slavery, which just 150 years ago, these stories were taking place where slaves were escaping, and good people from Indiana and Blairsville were helping them escape at great risk to themselves and their livelihoods. And it's an awesome story.
So it forms the germ of an idea, and in the end, it actually forms a great relationship that's going to culminate in an event coming up on Saturday. Tell me about that event.
Well, what we're doing is a collaboration of a beer, and we've named it the Freedom Seeker beer series. So in each 4-pack are 4 distinctive beers, and I will let those who know much more about the beer than I talk about that. But each 4-pack features 2 freedom seekers and 2 conductors. And so on the label, we have an image, and we tell the story, and then a QR code that you can scan with your phone that takes you to more information. And we're hoping that this will be ongoing, because to date, the Blairsville Underground Railroad has identified 93 Underground Railroad conductors.
Wow.
And we have the names of at least 9 or 10 freedom seekers, you know. But it's really important to note that there were so many people who risked so much to help the freedom seekers. But without them, this story was just a story of, people living in Indiana County. We talk about them today because of the men and the women and the children who risked their lives, to find their own freedom, and these people who, risked their livelihoods. And in the case of African-American Underground Railroad conductors, their punishment, if they were caught, was even more severe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the risk that they were taking was doubled and more.
Yes.
And it's a story that we try our best not to make an untold story, and Blairsville Underground Railroad is really the key to that all. And we have you on here from time to time talking about it. But this event now coming up on Saturday. Tell me what's going to be happening on Saturday.
On Saturday from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., we will have the Loft at Levity, which is the upstairs, the new upstairs space we built out this winter. It will be full of people who are interested, the beers that we've brewed, some artifacts from the Underground Railroad Museum. There will be some live music by
George Byach.
George Byach.
Yeah, from Black Cat Moan. Just here the other day for the West Sylvania Jazz and Blues Festival.
Yeah.
And the beer's for sale, and it's on draft, so you can take it home in cans. You can share it with friends, and it's cool because each one of those cans tells a brief version of the story of that person, whether a conductor or a freedom seeker, and then you can go explore more. You can follow the link. You can explore these stories deeper. We fit as much onto a beer can label as we could, but it's just to whet your appetite. And then so every hour on the hour, roughly.
No, we're going to do 5 and 7.
5 and 7. Thank you for clarifying. We are going to do a brief presentation about the event, some of the background of the stories, some of the background of the museum, and the beers themselves, and just try to fill in some more information for people who are interested in the details. What else am I missing here?
We'll have a looping video that sort of gives an overview of the Underground Railroad in Indiana County, and there may be someone special who appears on Zoom.
Oh.
So, as a surprise right now to the gentleman joining me, a great grandnephew of, ready for this, Anthony Hollingsworth.
No way.
Will be joining us
that's
on
so
Zoom
cool.
at 5:15. So if you're interested in coming and trying the beer, hearing a historic presentation, seeing some of what we have to offer at the museum, make sure you're there for the 5 o'clock presentation, because Donald Hollingsworth will be zooming in from Houston. He couldn't get a flight. He was going to come.
Wow.
And Anthony Hollingsworth is
one of our
the
freedom seekers. Yes.
Who was a kid.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Who escaped slavery.
Yes.
And made it up into Indiana County.
Yeah.
And was helped and was captured, right? And taken to the
Indiana House Hotel.
Indiana Courthouse.
Yeah. Well, it was Fox's Pizza was where he was held when it was a full-size building. Yeah, and the people of Indiana rioted, and the next day, back when justice was speedy, was a court day, and Judge Thomas White, declared that unless the men Cunningham and Tilden, who were actually cousins of the owner of Anthony Hollingsworth, his enslaver, unless they were able to produce a copy of the Constitution of Virginia, where it states clearly that slavery was legal, he was going to be compelled to let him go. And they didn't have a copy. They couldn't
get that electronically at the time.
No, nor, however, was it even in the Constitution because it was so ubiquitous, that they never thought to put it in there. Yeah. So he was freed, and the people of Indiana cheered, and they, the young men in town rode him around on their shoulders, until then, a few months later, he had to flee Indiana County for Canada. And then in 1862, he sent a letter thanking the people of Indiana County for helping him.
It's an amazing story, and one of the stories that
just
is
one
typical of what you're going to find at the Blairsville Underground Railroad. One of the more remarkable stories.
Yes,
and certainly really talks about the history of Indiana County and this a very, very important movement. Now the beer itself that is going to be featured on Saturday. Tell me about the making of it. Is it a special blend? Is it is it the packaging, or is it the beer itself that makes it really special?
Well, the packaging is certainly exceptional. That was done by Casey Newell, our graphic arts designer, who is really a big part of Levity. The beer recipes themselves are the brainchild of Jared Herman and Brady Snyder, who put those recipes together. Beer being yeast, hops, water, and malt. And of each of those items, one beer is specifically geared to that. So we have a Scotch ale. It's a really nice beer. It's something that we typically don't do at Levity. However, these guys knocked it out of the park with this. We have a true European style Hefeweizen. First time we've made that beer, so we're really excited about that, and we feel like it turned out really well as well. Then we have an IPA and a hazy IPA, which are two of the more popular American style beers that have revolutionized.
You're making up words now, Eric.
Hey, I'm known for that.
It wouldn't be a day if
Well, let's face it, every word is made up in some way or another, isn't it? So that's 4 very, very special and specially crafted beers that will be a part of this event coming up on Saturday. All right, so we're going to run out of time here soon, so I want to get to this. Admission, is it free? Is it ticketed? What's the deal?
It's free. Come
There
on
you
up. Yeah, this was in a twofold. We want to get the stories out. These great guys want to help with that, and their generosity is giving us a portion, to help our museum, of the sales to help our museum. And we're so excited. So when you come, make sure you use the side door, when you're outside, and come on up. I think we're going to have a sandwich board that says that's where we are. It's not a private event. Please come up. Please join us.
Everybody come.
Yeah.
All right, what's the time frame again?
Go ahead.
3 p.m. to 9 p.m.
3 to 9
with
p.m.
presentations at 5 and 7.
Correct.
on Saturday at Levity.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Very
Coming up
good.
soon.
Denise Jennings-Doyle, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Luke McKelvy, Erich Walls, thanks so much for coming in to visit with us. This sounds like a wonderful event.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Our pleasure. It is the voice of Indiana County,